You can stop buying $7 lattes, max out your 401k until it hurts, and invest in low-cost index funds for 40 years. But none of that spreadsheet optimization matters if you come home every single night to a financial anchor. Marrying poor isn't about the balance in your partner's checking account on your wedding day. It refers to a specific set of psychological frameworks, trauma responses, and personality types that act as a governor on your earning potential. Because your choice of spouse is the single most impactful financial decision you will ever make, we have a free resource called The 12 Questions Every Couple Should Ask Each Other Before Commitment. It's the cheapest version of these conversations available. Click the link in the description to download it, and be sure to like and subscribe while you're there. Marrying a partner with shared drive allows your financial growth to operate on an exponential curve. Marry into a fundamental mismatch of values, and you are trying to build a skyscraper on a foundation of quicksand. High performers are naturally driven, intensely focused, and constantly optimized. This intensity makes you successful, but it also turns your daily life into a high-pressure cooker. To find balance, you are naturally drawn to the relaxed, carefree, and live-in-the-moment types. It feels like chemistry, but it is often a fundamental misalignment. These mismatches usually follow 3 specific diagnostic archetypes. First, the contented complacent, who views your drive as an obsession and sees a standard middle-class existence as the peak of human achievement. Second, the emotional consumer, who uses money as a tool for emotional regulation. Finally, the passive passenger, who is content to sit back while you drive, navigate, and pay for the gas. During the blind spot phase of dating, you rationalize red flags as charming character traits. When they have zero savings because they spent their paycheck on a last-minute trip, you see an adventurous soul. When they work a dead-end job with no path for advancement, you see a grounded person who teaches you how to slow down. You convince yourself that once things get serious, your drive will rub off on them. You assume you have enough ambition for both of you. The first and most dangerous calculation error. Drive is not contagious. Once the honeymoon phase fades and real life sets in, the financial trajectories of the 2 partners pull in opposite directions. This is where the trap snaps shut, and the high performer enters the world of permanent middle-class friction. Increased income should be converted into capital, but here, promotions are eaten by lifestyle creep. As this flowchart shows, as income increases, your partner visualizes a larger house, a newer SUV, or a luxury vacation. Your cash flow disappears into so-called basic necessities. This friction imposes a heavy bandwidth tax on the high performer. To build wealth, you need deep, focused creative energy. Instead, you come home to a war zone, locked in arguments about credit card statements. Every ounce of emotional energy spent on financial anxiety is stolen directly from your ultimate earning potential. This mismatch also subverts risk. Because your partner lacks the personal capacity to generate wealth, your ambition terrifies them. Every entrepreneurial move is met with guilt trips and a demand for stability. To keep the peace, you pass on the partnership or product launch. By prioritizing domestic harmony over economic growth, you stay in the safe corporate cage. You become a thoroughly domesticated high performer. After 10 or 15 years, you simply get tired of fighting. You realize every step forward you take is countered by a step backward. To protect your mental health, you lower your expectations and align your vision with their limited one. The math of divorce often prevents escape. A rational high performer sees that leaving means destroying half their net worth and paying ongoing alimony. To avoid what looks like financial suicide, they choose permanent containment instead of freedom. This creates a gilded cage reality, an executive making $350,000 a year with a tiny net worth. They drive a nice car and live in a beautiful home, but they are entirely fragile. Their burn rate is perfectly optimized to consume their entire income, leaving them 3 months away from collapse. This matrix shows the clash. The high performer buys back time and builds autonomy. The middle-class trap accumulates status symbols. Regarding risk, one partner accepts short-term volatility for long-term returns. The other feels deep anxiety around any cash flow change. You end up with all the outward markers of success, but zero actual freedom. A psychological mismatch doesn't have to be your fate if you apply a rigorous wealth screening process before you commit. Use the asymmetric risk question. Early in dating, discuss a hypothetical scenario where you quit your job to build a business. Observe their body language. Do they look inspired and supportive, or does the prospect of volatility cause them to lock up with disapproval? Look for independent agency. Observe whether their response to a bad week is a shopping spree or retail therapy. If they are passive in their own life before they meet you, they will remain a passenger afterward, and you will carry the full weight of the vehicle. Treat alignment on financial values with the exact same seriousness as physical attraction or core morality. If you are already in the trap, spreadsheets won't save you. You must transition to a goal-based autonomy system. Build a structure where wealth-building goals are automated and funded first before anyone touches a dollar for living expenses. Change your vocabulary from sacrifice to leverage. You aren't avoiding a vacation because you are cheap. You are storing capital today so that in 5 years, neither of you ever has to ask a boss for permission to take a day off again. Build a risk sandbox. Keep the core household finances insulated and safe, but use separate side earnings or bonuses to fund your entrepreneurial swings. This protects the family home while allowing you to retain your edge. True wealth is an economic joint venture. Choose a partner who views your marriage as a high-performance team designed to conquer reality together. To start these critical conversations early and protect your financial future, download the 12 questions every couple should ask each other before commitment. The link is in the description. Use it to ensure your relationship is built on a foundation of shared vision.